They stepped onto the biggest stage in sports history. Millions were watching. And within hours, the internet turned on them. Not because of a scandal, not because of a leak, but because of 3 minutes on a football field that split the world in two. So what really happened during BTS's World Cup halftime show? And why is this story still refusing to die down? Let's break it down. On July 19th, BTS did something no K-pop group had ever done before. They performed Dynamite during the halftime show of the FIFA World Cup final, the first halftime show in the tournament's history, at MetLife Stadium in front of a global audience watching the Argentina versus Spain final. For a moment, it looked like a crowning achievement. 7 guys who started as trainees in Korea, now standing on the same stage as the world's biggest sporting event. But this story isn't about the performance itself. It's about everything that happened in the hours afterward, when clips, photos, and reactions started spreading online, and BTS found themselves at the center of not one, but several controversies at once. We're going to walk through exactly what happened, what's confirmed, and what's still just fan speculation. Because honestly, some of this got out of hand fast. Chapter 1. The vocals that divided the internet. Almost immediately after the performance aired, reaction videos and clips started flooding social media. Some viewers were blown away. Clips comparing the live performance to the studio track went viral, with fans insisting the members, especially Jungkook, sounded nearly identical live as they did in the studio. But not everyone agreed. Other viewers picked apart specific moments, pointing to a brief instant where Jimin's voice seemed to catch, calling parts of the performance pitchy or inconsistent. Clips highlighting these moments spread just as fast as the praise did. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable. Some of the criticism crossed a clear line, because Permission to Dance and much of BTS's global catalog is performed almost entirely in English. Some commenters used the performance as an excuse to mock the group's pronunciation and accents. Multiple fans and outside observers called this criticism discriminatory rather than musical, pointing out that a non-English speaking act performing in English at a global event should, if anything, be commended, not mocked. Supporters fired back hard. Many pointed to BTS's track record, sold-out stadium tours, Grammy nominations, chart records, arguing that a handful of hostile posts didn't reflect how the performance was received overall. But this was only the first controversy, because while people were still arguing about the vocals, something else was unfolding backstage. Chapter 2. What happened to Jimin? After the performance, BTS met streamer IShowSpeed, a moment that was filmed and quickly went viral for its energy. Speed reportedly did a backflip in excitement. At first, it just looked like a fun, chaotic celebrity moment. Fans loved it. But then people started re-watching the footage more closely, and they noticed something. In the clip, as the members crowded around Speed, Jimin appeared to end up at the back of the group, seemingly unable to get close or react the way the others did. Some viewers even pointed to a moment where another member's elbow appeared to bump near his face. This is where things split the fandom. Some viewers believed Jimin was simply being shy or wasn't familiar with the influencer and stayed back on his own. That's one reading of the moment, and a reasonable one. But a large number of fans saw it differently. They argued that the other members, in their excitement, effectively pushed Jimin out of the moment, whether intentionally or not, leaving him sidelined during a viral interaction that everyone else got to enjoy. Clips and screenshots comparing camera angles spread rapidly, with fans dissecting frame by frame who moved where and why. Now, it's important to be clear here. This wasn't confirmed as intentional exclusion by BTS, HYBE, or any official source. This is fan interpretation of a candid, chaotic moment. But interpretation or not, the emotional reaction was real. And for a fan base that has spent years watching group dynamics closely, this small moment became a flashpoint for a much bigger conversation about how Jimin is treated within his own group. But even that wasn't the end of it. Chapter 3. The Photos That Sparked a Curse. After the show, Getty Images released a batch of unedited photos from the performance, as they typically do for major events. And almost instantly, Jimin's images became the center of attention again. Some social media users criticized his appearance in these raw, unedited shots, with harsh commentary spreading under the label fans have started calling the Getty Curse, a term used when unfiltered event photography becomes a flashpoint for online mockery of an idol's looks.
This wasn't new. Jimin had faced similar criticism before, following a Fashion Week appearance earlier this year involving raw event photography. But here's the twist. Just as fast as the criticism spread, a wave of pushback followed. Many fans posted the same photos, arguing Jimin looked exactly as expected, and some even said he had, in their words, beaten the curse this time. The online conversation became less about the photos themselves and more about how relentlessly idols, especially Jimin, get picked apart over their appearance in completely ordinary, unedited images. 3 separate controversies, 1 performance, and through it all, one consistent pattern. Jimin, more than any other member, kept ending up at the center of the story.
Chapter 4. Was BTS being targeted? As all of this unfolded, a broader debate started forming. Some commentators, including at least one widely watched YouTuber discussing BTS and Blackpink's global impact, argued that the criticism directed at BTS during this event reflected something bigger than one bad night. There were also claims that FIFA's own commentary team came across as dismissive toward BTS during the broadcast, which some fans labeled as shading the group on their own stage. Supporters pointed to a pattern they say they've seen before, K-pop acts performing at massive global events, only to face disproportionate criticism compared to Western artists in similar spots. Whether that's accurate or not, it's clearly what a large portion of the fan base believes happened here. And that's really the core tension of this entire story. Was this genuine, fair musical criticism, or was a historic, milestone performance overshadowed by hostility that had very little to do with the actual music? Neither BTS nor HYBE has publicly commented on any of this. No official statement addressing the vocal criticism, the Jimin moment, or the photo backlash has been released. Which means, for now, all we have is the internet's version of events, split down the middle, as always. In the end, BTS made history. They stood on a stage that no K-pop act had ever stood on before, in front of one of the largest global audiences a performance can reach. But instead of a clean, celebratory moment, they walked away from it into a storm, one built from vocal criticism, a viral Backstage clip, and a handful of unedited photographs. Maybe that's the price of reaching this level of visibility. Every second gets analyzed, every frame gets frozen and debated, and sometimes a genuinely great achievement gets buried under the noise around it. So here's the real question. Was this fair criticism of an imperfect live performance, or another example of K-pop acts being held to a standard no one else is held to on the world's biggest stages? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this documentary from Zankpop, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss our next story.